What is up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to Minecraft. I am Bob Frisco, and we're starting out today in front of a wall of glowing furnaces. Now you might be wondering what we're cooking up, and it's a secret, and I'll tell you later. But it does have to do with a new special farm I put together between episodes, which is a very simple automatic cactus farm. Because of a Minecraft mechanic that doesn't let cactus be next to a block when this tries to grow and there's a fence there, the cactus just breaks, falls down into the water, and gets picked up here. We've already got 9 cactuses. That's pretty good. And oddly enough, what's cooking up is not cactus, although that would make sense. No, what we're smelting is glass. And once one of these is done, I'm going to throw some cactus in there, because if you smelt cactus, you get green dye. And glass and green dye are going to be part of the build we are putting together today. So while the glass is cooking up, let's hop on Nyx and go for a little ride. As you all know, in the last episode we started the next project in our world, which is of course the village. I went ahead and finished all the towers between episodes, and while at first I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it, they've grown on me more and more. Especially on some of the taller towers over there in the back. The top definitely doesn't look too big. And on these other ones, I don't know, I think it looks fine. Doesn't look too top heavy. They are a little short and squat, but I think that's fine. I also went ahead and did a little thing in all the towers where there's a bit of light and then there's a ladder up to the top. So you can actually get on top of every single tower in the village, which might be useful if we're under attack and the invaders are stuck at a certain part of the wall. We'd be able to come up here and shoot them down. I don't have a bow yet. I should probably get one of those. Also over here, I put together something. It is a grate. It does make sense for water to be able to get through, but entities can't. I'm not totally sold on it. I would have liked to use iron bars, but we do not nearly have the iron for that. I think what it maybe just needs is some variation in the block palette, not just all cobblestone, but I'll work on that eventually. So that's just a quick look at some of the stuff I did between episodes. The village is very well defended at this point. So now it's time to get into, to get into what we are doing today. So I have today not one, but 2 fun projects that we're going to be working on. But before we get to them, I need you guys to take a look at Highly Ethical Tower. Think about what this tower means, what it stands for. If you don't remember, go check the episode where we built it. We had a little discussion about Minecraft and how certain aspects of this game are questionable ethically. So, with that in mind, with the image of Highly Ethical Tower engraved in your brain, let's get to 2 projects that are definitely going to add to the questionable ethics of our world. For the first thing we're building today, we're going to need some special supplies. We need oak, we need jungle, we need a hoe, we need carrots, and we need water. And I should be able to figure out the rest from that basis. I need a composter. So with all our supplies in hand, let's head over to the worksite. So this build is going to be the first build in our expanded part of the village, something built completely from scratch. I started coming up with plans on how I'm going to remodel some of the buildings in the village, but this one's going to be out here. Both of them actually will be. And I'm not totally sure where I want to put it or how I want to orient it. I'm trying to envision how it'll look just walking around inside the village, since that's how I want to experience it. And I think right in this area will be good. So first we need to pick a spot. Let's pick this spot. Oh, all right, we have our one spot chosen, and in that spot we're gonna dump water. Then we take our hoe, till out in every direction. And then, just for the sake of some interesting shaping, instead of filling out every possible spot we can, we're gonna make kind of a diamond around this bit of water. And last but not least, we're gonna plant a bunch of carrots. Now, this little field of carrots has a very specific purpose. You see, I love having villagers. Villagers are great, but sometimes they die, and other times you just need more of them. And so, we are going to create a way to get more villagers. A villager breeder, you might call this. To start it off, we're going to surround the base of it in cobblestone. Then this is where the glass comes in. I'm going to go all the way around in the same ring, because my hope for this particular build is to make it feel like a greenhouse. I think it could be really cool to try and make kind of a domed glass roof. And I think we'll just do one more layer to cap this off, so it'll kind of flatten out on top. It won't just be super pointy. Yeah, something like that. This is a good start. And to avoid issues with the water, we'll put a slab on it. And on top of that slab, we're going to be putting a composter. Although for now, I need to bring that with me to help me move some villagers around. But before I just bring them in here, let's do some things that will help keep them safe. Alright, I think it would be good to get a pair of villagers in here already. I think it is time for that. You don't seem to have a job. Would you like one? Or are you trying to get to this blast furnace? Don't worry about the blast furnace. Yes, good, good. Alright, sir. This way. Your future awaits. And if I put that in here, can you still lock onto it? You can. And voila! Congratulations, sir. You are safe forever. I think I'll go ahead and use this blast furnace to get a second one. You already have a job, but projectile protection 4. Oh man, you're not very good at your job. So, let's move you to an even brighter future. You, sir, are going to get to work in the villager greenhouse, where we grow new villagers. You're gonna come in. There we go. And just like that. Ooh, are you buying carrots? You know what? I will take you up on that. What a deal! It has begun. The era of trading with villagers is here. Alright, now that we've got a pair of villagers in here, safely farming away, they are going to become their own little self-sustaining colony of sorts. And we're going to make that work using villagers' inability to understand how trapdoors work. You see, this trapdoor, they think they can walk through it, but they can't, obviously. And these ones, they think they can walk on top of, but they can't. But you see, the adults are too tall. So when they, you know, grow a baby, however that happens here in the greenhouse, once there's a baby, the baby will be able to get through, and they will fall into this hole. And we're gonna set up a wonderful area for the, you know, the children to grow up in. But yeah, this is the basic concept. The only other thing I need to do is throw some beds over here, because basically no new villagers will be created unless the villagers know that there's enough beds for them and their future children. Alright, now because I'm working over an area that I didn't fill in, things are going to be a little bit tricky. But basically, we only need this to drop down 2 blocks, and then we'll bring them across here. And right there is going to be where our new little villagers are dropped off. And we'll put water here. There we go. Baby villagers get through that gap, fall down this hole, land in the water. They get flowed over to here, and then over here we'll set up a new little home for them. I think I actually want to drop them down 1 block. And we'll give them a nice birchwood floor. We'll accent the birch floor with some nice dirt walls. I really think the brown and the light colored wood go very nicely together. I'm definitely not just doing that because I don't really want to spend time or resources on a little room that I myself am never going to go into. Nope, nope, nope. I definitely want to give these villagers the best life I can give them. And this is it. This is the pinnacle of aesthetic pleasure. So what I'm going to do for now is push back this hallway a bit and then give a little staircase coming right out of there. Then all we need to do is make this safe for the villagers, and this part is done. I am definitely going to come back and make this look a little better, and we're going to be putting a building on top of this area. I'm just going for minimal requirements for this villager breeder to be functional for now, and then we'll work on the aesthetic stuff in a bit. So what we're gonna do now is put down some oak logs to give us a bit of a frame for what we'll be creating over here. So we'll do something like this. Once again, we're going to give this a nice birch floor, although the villagers are never actually going to come into this room. But because of how the trap doors are placed, they're going to think they can. And I think they're going to link up to these beds. And then, when they try to add another villager, they'll see that there's an extra bed over here, and they'll say, yep, we can do that. And that should hopefully work. And I'm going to go ahead and build this box out of some jungle planks. I really like the jungle wood tone, the kind of pinkish brown. I think it looks pretty good. Now I'm kind of starting to get to the looks of the build. We'll do columns coming all the way around, including a double wide one here in the middle. And I think we're gonna turn them this way. And then step up. Something like that. So if we do that again on the other pillars, that should give us the shape of our building. At least for this building that's coming off of the greenhouse. Now I need to get 8 jungle stairs, and then, yeah, I think 12 slabs is right. And we'll use these so that the rest of the build is slightly shorter than the beams, and that helps the beams really stick out and have some volume to them. Yeah. As a basis for our build, I think that's pretty good. Gonna throw a gate back here for safety, but then a door for looks. Cool, and we'll do some more work on this to get it looking even a little bit better, because right now it is a little bit weird. The last thing I want to do is put a little entrance on this side of the build. Nothing too fancy, and we'll use the same block palette as we used on that side. I decided to try stripping these jungle logs so that I could kind of visually see it compare, and I like it. But I also like how this one's a little different, so I might leave that one like that. And I think I actually want to get some more stripped logs in here by like adding these wooden beams to kind of encase the greenhouse. Oops. Hello. There's a hole in the ceiling. Oh, I'm holding a piece of glass. Whoops. Oh, oh. I saw hearts. Is it gonna work? I hear a baby. Yes! Baby villager. And there he goes. Oh, he stopped. He stopped at the last possible moment. Oh well. He'll come through and try to jump on these beds eventually. There he goes. And there he is, our first little boy. This village will be unstoppable now. Anyway, getting back to what I was doing, I'm going to use some slabs to finish the pillars going across the top. And overall, I'd say that as a basic frame for the build, this is looking pretty good. Now, greenhouses are meant to be a place where you cultivate and grow plants. So we're going to use that idea to kind of give some character and some life to this. I'm also, on the inside of this, going to use this building for something else too. I had a vine farm on the outside of my house for a while, and I didn't really like it, so I took it down. Now we're going to use part of the greenhouse to grow some vines. But we are also going to be throwing vines on the outside of this. But not just vines. I need to grab something else too. And what we're going to use are leaves. I've got a ton of oak leaves and spruce leaves. So we're going to throw some of these on the building too. Oh wait, I completely forgot something I was going to do. All that stuff we did at the beginning of the episode with the cactus and the glass. I would like to use some green glass in my greenhouse. Is my inventory full? I don't need an egg. I think little patches of green glass look really good in this build. It gives it a sense of there being some plant, some overgrowth just right there on the glass without there actually being anything. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this and add some green into the glass. Having silk touch makes working with glass so much better. So there we go, a bit of green mixed into the glass. I think that already adds a bit of character and life to this, although it is still feeling pretty barren. So now we are going to turn to our friends, the leaf block, to help add a bit more life. And I'm going to be pretty liberal with these leaves. I have no fear of this building being too overgrown. Overgrown is exactly what I'm going for. Let's try mixing some spruce in too. This might be a slightly darker color than I want. I think it works. I think it works nicely. Sometimes I wish there was some sort of leaf slab so you could do just a half block of leaves, but pretty sure that's not a thing. Nice, I think that's looking pretty cool. The building looked kind of weird when it was just kind of the frame, but all these leaves hanging off of it I think actually do give it a really nice character. Alright, I'm gonna call that good for leaves. Might not be a perfect leaf job, but I think it works. Now what we're gonna do is run around and throw some vines. And anywhere I put vines, I am totally fine with those vines growing and spreading and really covering this thing in green. This greenhouse feels very nice, very overgrown, and I think I like it. It's a little bit out of place at the moment, but the plan is to kind of take this style, especially the overgrowth, and spread it throughout the whole area, the whole village. What we're going to do in here is going to involve a lot of greenery and life, and we're just going to be creating a nice, lush village that I can run around in, and it's going to be wonderful. So with that, I'm going to call our first project of the day completed. We just got our second villager. Oh, and that one grew up. Now I need to take you back to the storage building and show you a problem that we have that we are going to solve today. Check this out. My iron chest is nearly empty. I've got here a stack of 31 and then another stack of 45, and those are very specifically counted out for some special plans that I have. And so other than the special plans that I have a total of 0 iron. Well, I guess I've got a little bit down here. So I think it is time that we did something to fix that. And, quite perfectly, these 2 little bits of iron are actually being saved for this specific purpose. 31 iron I need to turn into some iron blocks and turn that into an anvil. And this, our first anvil of the world, is going to live at the enchanting setup. I think right here. What are we going to do with it? We're going to put a name on a name tag. And who might this name tag be for? Well, you guys are going to see. For now, I'm just going to be gathering up some supplies for the second project. We are about to build what I consider the most useful farm in any Minecraft world. Nothing even comes close, in my opinion. The build's gonna go in this area here, and I talked about how I don't want everything to face the same direction, but I realized I do want things to kind of point towards the center of the village in a way. I don't want, when you're walking through the village, to have the backs of buildings facing you very much. So for example, building here, I would have the choices of either facing this way to the west or this way to the south. And since this building is already kind of running north to south, or sorry, this building's running east to west, I think I'm gonna orient this new one facing to the south. So I'm gonna be putting this build kind of up in the sky. So hopefully I don't accidentally, fall off and die while I'm building this, because that would be tragic. So when it comes to both of these farms, there's some credit I need to give. The mechanics behind villager breeders are pretty well understood throughout the Minecraft community, and you can find plenty of different videos on them. I kind of learned it first from Waddles, so that was kind of his villager breeder, but the building is totally my own design. This farm that we're building now is 100% it belongs to Waddles. This is his own original design for what we'll be making, which is a super wonderfully powerful iron farm. That's right. We are going to be generating iron, which is absolutely amazing because we need a ton of it. That being said, I'm not going to go into too much detail on how to make the farm, as I do when I'm using someone else's farm. I will instead leave a link to Waddles' video explaining how to build this farm. But all I'll say is that we're going to need 3 villagers and a zombie, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole farm. I would like to build a lot of this farm, or at least some of this farm, out of glass. It'll look better than just a massive cobblestone in the sky, although it is still mostly going to be just a massive cobblestone in the sky. Now, I need to figure out how I'm going to get our new employees way up high in the new office building. They cannot, unfortunately, use scaffolding, so I think we're just going to have to go with building a giant dirt staircase. It's something I've found that helps with this part of the build. If you're ever needing to move villagers or zombies around in this manner, I definitely recommend making the staircase more than 1 wide. It just seems to help with their pathfinding AI, and if you needed to slip past them in either direction, you don't risk pushing them off the edge. Oh, I love the greenhouse. Every time I just see it in my periphery, just that blob of greens and browns. I actually really like how it turned out. I can't wait to do more in this area to make it not look so lonely, but I am pretty happy with the style of the build. Alright, it's midday. We've got some time before night. Let's see if we can get one of our new villagers. Oh, yep. Oh. Alright, sir. Right this way, if you will. Wait, where? Oh, you're going to my stone cutter, aren't you? No. That is not yours, that is mine. That's right. I always forget when I'm using workstations to move villagers around that you have to make sure there's not other workstations. Good. Whoops, sorry. I do not want to push you off the edge. We are very high up at the moment. Nowhere for you to go except... Don't do that, you'll take damage. There you go. Alright, 1 villager in. And I believe the 2 we have in here are both still children, so I need to either go get different villagers or wait for them to grow up. What I can do is get this part ready. We need water down there. A trapdoor right there. I don't know how long villagers take to grow up, but it's almost nighttime, and I don't fancy moving any other villagers when it's this close to night. So I think what we're gonna do is get our zombie friend. Alright, this should be all I need. I'm just gonna have to get up here before the zombie, open that trap door, and hopefully they will follow me down and fall in. So what you could do if you don't have a name tag is throw an item at zombies' feet, and if they pick it up, once a zombie has picked up an item you dropped, that zombie will never despawn. But not all zombies can do that, and so it can be kind of an ordeal to find a zombie that works. Sometimes it's not too bad. But if you have a name tag, putting a name on a zombie will guarantee that it never despawns. I don't see any zombies, just some creepers. How are there no zombies? Ah, there's one. Now how do I lure that zombie away? Oh, that's right. They've got a much better detection range than everyone else. Nice to meet you, Dr. Green. Let me show you to your office. Oh, or are you done? Wait, no, you're an imposter. You get out of here. Good. Come and get me. And ha ha ha, you fell right into my trap, Dr. Green. The water in the trapdoor to make sure he doesn't burn up in the sunlight. Even if they're named, they will still burn. And now in the beautiful sunlight of a new day, we can figure out what we need to do to get 2 more villagers up here. One of them has grown up. Oh wait, I was not ready for this guy. Let me clean up some of my mess. Boom. Villager number 2 is in place. Hey, the other one's grown up already. Yes. That was much quicker than I had feared. Nice. And just like that, everyone that needs to be in this farm is in this farm. So Waddles has kind of 2 versions of this farm. One that slides things off to the side a bit, and one that puts them through the middle. I like how the pushing them all the way to one side looks. So that's what we're going to go with today, especially because with this whole village area I'm trying to avoid symmetries and uniformity, so it makes sense to have the farm be a little bit skew. Oh, that's dark. That's scary. Thunderstorms legitimately terrify me in Minecraft, which is kind of funny because in real life I absolutely adore them. Alright, I went ahead, put the rest of the farm together. One of the best things about this farm is that it is just so darn easy to build. And now comes the spendy part. This is what I needed my 45 iron for, was making 9 hoppers, which is a bit expensive. But I can promise that this farm is going to produce a lot more than 45 iron, so in the end I think it's worth it. And again, if you want the exact details on how to build this farm, go check out Waddle's video, linked in the description. So I believe I only need to drop the lava right there, and we're ready to turn this farm on. That was fast. Man, I only activated 2 of the 3 little modules, if you will, and it already spawned something. So I realize I didn't talk completely about the mechanics of this, how it works, and why it is totally an okay thing to do. So, that zombie up there, he has an army of evil iron golems that he's created. And these 3 villagers, they're super tough interrogators, and they're getting the knowledge out of him and also causing him to panic and summon some of them in hopes to escape. And then we have this clever trap set up to capture and destroy his evil iron golems, and that gives us iron and poppies, oddly enough. And man, it is working like a charm. What, I turned it on like half a minute ago and we've got 12 iron. As I said, this is my favorite farm in any world. An infinite source of iron does so much good for you. So there it is, our second project of the world. Sorry, not of the world, of the episode. Man, we've done a lot more than 2 projects in this world. And I'm already very happy with the results. So in this beautiful rainstorm, standing atop the greenhouse villager grower, with our new, beautiful, wonderful iron farm in the background, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. These are some interesting Minecraft mechanics that we're exploiting, but it is what it is, and I'm happy to have the resources, and I'm happy for what this is going to be able to do for us in the future. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, check out my channel, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. See you later!